name's Olivia Shirtcliffe and this is my Unit 5 titled Under the Microscope, the project in collaboration with the Barnsley Hospice looking at upcycle. To start my research for this project, I wanted to look into cancer, which is a personal topic to me because my granddad actually passed away from cancer in 2017, so I wanted to make this project really personal. So I began my research by looking into different textiles that relate to the cancer and like what it looks like in the body. I also want to research into sustainability. My granddad's typical type of cancer, which was a chordoma, which happened in his spine, so I want to do some specialised research into that, as well as obviously sustainability, Barnsley Hospice and other aspects of the cancer which he lived through. After doing my initial research, I wanted to look into the different prints I could potentially use in this project going forward as we go into the designing and the making aspect of it. So to do these prints I want to go for quite an abstract effect. There's a photo of one of my prints which I looked at this artist I found from Denmark who did petri dish art, so she grew mould in petri dishes, and I thought that really linked to the cellular form of cancer, so I wanted to kind of adapt that in a form to link it to cancer. I've also looked at different prints using techniques such as bubbles mixed with paint to create a cellular looking effect, which you can see on the top picture and then you can see the outcome just below it. I also looked at lino printing and brusho inks as well to create the prints. Overall, I'm really happy with how they came out, and I think it was the effect that I wanted to go for. I did do some other prints. There's one of the prints in the background of the slide actually, which I drew from cellular like microscopic pictures of the cancer, but overall I'm really happy with how it came out. Once I had established my prints, I wanted to look into textiles I could do on these prints. So I chose my two main prints, which was the bubble print that I created from bubbles and mixing dish soap with the paint, as well as the hand-drawn cancer under the microscope print. So for these textiles I looked at bleaching, which I've shown, as well as I decided I wanted to try and make my own lace because I thought that could be quite a cool concept. So I got some paper, printed my print out onto it, and I put that and some little mesh fabric into an embroidery hoop and hand embroidered the effect onto it, and I think it looked really cool. I didn't end up using it in my final design just purely because I didn't have any mesh from Barnsley Hospice, but I think it was a very cool concept that I could have tied in if I decided to. I also looked at screen printing as well as various different techniques such as knitting, which I didn't know how to knit before this project, so I've learned a lot from this textile experiments that I've done, and I'm really happy with the way that they've overall came out, and I think they look really effective. For my final designs for this unit, I really want to keep it quite different from what I've normally gone for in the past. In the past I'd say I've normally kept to quite a format of quite stereotypical designing, and I wanted to kind of take it a bit different this unit and go a bit more into the punky aspect of designing. As you can see I've done with the faces. For the face I actually merged pictures of my granddad, so you can see on the face he's got a hat on it that's took inspiration from my granddad's hat as well as his glasses, so he's still like he's in the design but it's not him, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I really like the way the designs are looking, and I've incorporated my print into every one of them. Through embroidery I envisioned it mainly, as well as screen printing, as they were the two favourite techniques that I got from my textile development. For my postcards for this unit, I did a press release and postcards, but I did find myself liking the postcards more once I'd completed both of them, because I feel like they really tell a story about the unit and what it's about more than the press release does. I wanted to edit pictures and edit my prints into them to show the overall look of it, as well as photos from my photo shoot that I liked that showed the garment that I made really well. So on the back of the postcards I've written about the garment and about my inspiration. On one of them I've talked about where my pocket inspiration came from, which was actually from my granddad's love for bird watching, because he was in a gang called the Goth Gang and they used to go out all over the country bird watching. They used to go abroad for it and everything. and he always was carrying around heaps of stuff, so I really wanted to show that in my work, and it was kind of like a little novelty, like a little nod to that, which I think is really nice, and I think he would have really liked it. For the other postcards, I just talked about the garments and the designs, and also what it links to, which is ultimately cancer. Finally, for my photo shoot, I have looked into the punk aspect. I wanted to really represent my designs in the photo shoot, so I actually bought a hat to use in the photo shoot, which is the same brand as what my granddad had on. It is a different colour, but I feel like it links to the red tones in my designs, which I use quite prominently. I also bought a pair of glasses to style it. The styling with this that I really wanted to go for, my granddad, he was also a teacher, so he was always in suits, blazers and everything. As well as having the pockets that I've previously talked about on the jeans, which linked to his bird watching, I wanted to incorporate the like formal teacher side of it. So I've done that with a tie, a red tie, because he was always wearing a red tie, and it also ties in very well to my design. So yeah, overall I'm really happy with the way that they come out, and I actually edited a few photos. In the top left hand corner you can see a photo, and I did 2 separate photos for that one, and I edited them onto my shoe, and I had to flatten out my shoe a bit because it weren't flat enough, but I really like the way that that one looks, and I think it looks really funky and a little bit different to what I normally go for with my last photo shoots that I've done. That is the end of my presentation, so I just want to say thank you for listening. I've also put QR codes to my fashion Instagram and my blog for this unit, which is Unit 5 Looking Under the Microscope. So yeah, thank you for listening. Bye.